Even though I'm not in school anymore, this time of the year still haunts me. Because when I was still going to school and we would be at this point of the year, late August, I would know that summer vacation was waning, another school year was on the horizon, and an incessant reminder of this would be the obnoxious back to school advertisements. I would see this shit on TV, or on the internet, or in stores, or on signs, or wherever the fuck. Bottom line is, this shit was inescapable, and I hated seeing it so much because I did not want a constant reminder that my days of relaxation, sleeping in, and just, lazing around were very, very limited. I mean, by the time we reached, say, the middle of August, it would always be in the back of my mind that another school year is coming, another 9 or so months of dealing with shitty teachers and shitty students is going to happen all over again, but I would try my best not to focus on this, and instead focus on the time I still had to relax. But these advertisements, oh god, it would just make these thoughts creep back up and be the center of what I would focus on. As you all know, I really did not like my high school years for the most part, and seeing these advertisements virtually everywhere I fucking went, all it did was put me in a shitty mood because summer was my zen period, and these commercials were a constant reminder that that zen period was coming to an end, and I was going right back to the place I fucking hated going to so goddamn much. I just love how detached from reality these advertisements are. You see these kids so happy to be back, they got their new backpacks, they got their new binders, they got their new t-shirts, their new pants, their new shoes, they're all set for another awesome year of school. But not me. All this did was smear in my face that I am miserable going to school and I really do not want to go back. Now that I've been done with high school for 2 years and I'm going to college now, these advertisements really don't mean much to me. Whenever I see them, I just feel pity for my past self and feel pity for those who are still going to school and have to endure these awful advertisements. But it still takes me back to the dread I would feel whenever I would see these advertisements. I never had a problem with bullying or anything. I just simply did not like my school. I didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't like many of the teachers or the students, and that's ultimately why I didn't really want to go back. But seeing these child actors smile and look all happy over another school year starting just harkened me back to how depressed I would feel when going to school because I did not like being there whatsoever. I wished that I had the same upbeat attitude over another school year beginning. I wished that I had something to look forward to when another school year was fast approaching. And don't get me wrong, I had friends in high school. I wasn't a complete loner, but obviously, I would enjoy seeing them outside of school a lot more than seeing them in school. I also befriended a lot of people in my high school years that were a year older than me, so in my junior year of high school, I had to see a lot of these friends graduate and move on while I was still there for another year. And also, not to mention, I had a lot of friends who transferred schools throughout the years, so by my senior year of high school, I only had a small handful of friends left, so I did feel pretty lonely during that year. Seeing those obnoxious advertisements with the kids so happy that another school year began, so happy that they get to spend another school year with all of their friends, just reinforced how lonely and miserable I was at that point. I know it's just acting, but even just seeing that being portrayed sparked those kinds of feelings within me. And not to mention also, it really pissed me off seeing back to school aisles in stores or fuck even back to school commercials on TV in early July. Early July. It is way too early for this shit. It is way too early for you to spark these kinds of feelings within me. I'm like a week into my summer vacation at that point. You don't need to already remind me of these feelings. Save it for the end of August, early September, right before I go back to school, please. But like I said, now that I'm in college, I don't really have these sorts of feelings anymore when I see back to school advertisements because I am much happier in college. When I was still going to college, I loved the atmosphere so much. The students were way better, of course, and the professors were, of course, way better than my high school teachers. And I have another online semester on the horizon, so it's not like I'm going anywhere, so I have no dread when it comes to waking up early or doing anything of the sort. All I do now when I see a back to school advertisement is sit back, relax, and laugh at those who are still going to school. Just kidding, I do feel bad for you, legitimately. Unless you like going to school, which, in that case, congrats, you're probably leading a much better and happier life than me. But let's not end this video on a depressing note. School sucks, I'm glad that shit is behind me. Maybe that's not a positive note to end this video on per se, but I don't constitute that as a depressing note to end this video on. I don't know. Nor do I give a fuck. Really depends on how you perceive it. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.